Hello everyone, my name is Phawx. This is the GPD Win Max. This is GPD's answer to a gaming laptop. We are testing out Metro Exodus. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the options right now. They are set really low. That's just because I am kind of enjoying this pretty high frame rate that we've got. It is 1280 by 800 right here. You can see the aspect ratio 16 by 10. Everything else is set to low or off. We are running DirectX 11. Unfortunately, when I go to DirectX 12, it doesn't actually... It gets in game for a moment and then crashes and then reverts back down to DirectX 11, which is kind of unfortunate, but here we are. I am also doing a shading rate of a 0.4x. This is basically a resolution scale to 40%. Obviously that is pretty extreme, and you can also see like there's all this lettering is kind of super fuzzy. Here you can see our current frame rate, and if I go ahead and press continue and not options, would have kind of been nice to see stuff, but we can still up resolution scale later on in this video and kind of see what that does to our frame rate, and kind of jump through those settings and see what happens there. I'll go ahead and jump ahead of this, and we're back. Actually, the way I have my setup right now is not ideal. There we go, that's better. I can see now. Wrong way. Let's see if I can get into an area where we can appreciate the higher fidelity of resolution. So we'll kind of just take a look at this right now. Let's go ahead and jump into the options, and we'll go to video mode, and let's go ahead and start bumping up the shading rate. We'll do 50%. You can see already that has made a significant change. It actually looks considerably better, but our frame rate tanks considerably. As we continue to go up, we'll do 60%. Slowly but surely, resolution is increasing greatly, but also our frame rate is tanking. Go ahead and just take a look at 100% just to see what it looks like. It's going to look pretty nice. And that's full resolution 800p. But you can see that our frame rate tanks to about low 20s. This isn't very nice to play at. So I'm going to go ahead and lower this back down. I'm going to go back down to 40% for the time being, just because I like the fluidity. But more to the point, this is what you should expect. Especially, excuse me, one of the things worth noting here is that this is at 20 watt. The Win Max is capable of going up far higher than that. It can run at much higher TDPs. You can see right now the package temperature right now is at 3 degrees Celsius. You really can't even hear the fan on this because it's not really pumping out a bunch of heat at 20 watt for the type of heatsink that the GPD Win Max has. I am plugged in right now, so this would be an ideal opportunity to increase my TDP. But the problem is that when I increase TDP, right now I am solely, I have to go into the BIOS to change that. I have no real, I have to take out my letter. I have no real method of changing TDP in real time like I could on the Win 2, where it would have been easier and we could have seen the drastic change of how that looks. One of the reasons why I actually prefer running at 20 watt TDP, just so you can be aware of why I'm running it at 20 watt TDP, is because when we unplug, I'll go ahead and do that right now. When we unplug, you're going to start to see our battery meter and how much juice we're taking to run the entire system. You can see that right now we are at son of a biscuit. We are at, right now it's gone down a bit. We're down at 26 watt. Let's go bust out these webs so I can move freely. But you can see that we're generally around 30 watts. what this translates to is that the battery on the Win Max is 57 watt hour, and you can just do very easy math to determine how much battery life we'd get completely running at this. And we're going down to 29 up to 31. Very briefly we're down to 26. Basically what that means is that like what you should anticipate is around 2 hours of battery life in this particular configuration at 20 watt TDP. If you were to go higher, that is obviously going to go less, and that's going to be something that you're going to have to determine if you want to exercise. Obviously, if you wanted to have less battery life and better performance, that's completely something that you can do, but just be aware that you will be sacrificing battery life greatly when you do that. Things start getting pretty hairy really fast, even if you just do a few watts. Oh, I gotta press X. Like already you can see that our frame rate is going down to low 40s, high 30s. We're at low 30s briefly, and 30 is really, oh son of a biscuit, especially when action starts getting pretty fierce. We don't want to be in a situation where we're not going to be able to respond, or if things are just too sluggish. It's just going to be kind of painful and make things, frustrating. So rather avoid that situation. I'm starting to freeze. Run away! I would have been torn up. Punch it in the face. Oh, biscuits. Goodness gracious. Kind of just, let's look at the Win Max just playing for a little while. I think one worthwhile metric that I should be putting here is kind of taking a look at how much battery life we have left, just so that it can kind of give you guys a better understanding, because I know what the watt hour is, and while I've kind of dialed this in to be near 30 watts of system power used, while we're playing heavy games, obviously just because we have a package power of 20 watt doesn't mean we're going to be using that at all times, right? Not every game is going to need that, but this is a very worst case scenario that I want to kind of create. Also, this is a good opportunity now to actually take a listen to the fan at this type of wattage.
That's okay. The
Go
doctor
ahead
said
and
you'll be fine. Are you trying to kill me with worry?
is the
What
FN
if
keys
next
not
time
working?
you don't return from the surface? There's no one
Curious.
out there, Artyom. No one to find, no one to talk to. If there was, don't you think they'd be here already? We've talked about this
Interesting.
again and again. You have to accept it. There's only us.
No skipping. Alright, here, let's listen to the fan. It's really not sensationally loud. You might not be able to even hear it right here. It's noticeable. It's not that it's inaudible. It is noticeable, but it's not annoyingly loud right now, which is one of the added benefits for running at 20 watt.
I don't care if you kill yourself over this silly dream of yours, but don't you see what you're doing to my daughter, your wife?
Dad, please.
The order is short on men after the battle for DC.
Let's skip ahead of this. Alrighty, I once again have control of my character. Just turning off lights.
Uncle Artyom, don't worry. I believe you. Will you take me with you?
Just walk away from the kid. Yeah, kid. Whatever. Oh man, look, you can already see the frame rate tanking. This game might not be playable at 20 watt, fellas. This is a bit too taxing. We're gonna definitely need to like bump this to like 35 watts. So this is gonna be a game that, in my opinion, would need to be plugged in to be played. This is pretty brutal on power requirements. Man, this is at 40% resolution scale too. It's a little bit brutal. 1 week later. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be super valuable to show any more of this. I guess we'll show some outside scenes. Let me wait until I get some action back. Alrighty, we're in an outside scene now.
Father will kill me if he finds out I went up with you. Twice if he learns we've been to a Hansa off-limit zone. Have you been to all these ruins? See all the destruction. And Moscow had the best anti-air defenses in the country. If this is how it looks now, imagine how the rest of the world looks.
Where'd you go, lady? Oh.
Look, maybe we should come back to the order. We'll move to Polis. Dad says he'll arrange a flat for us. Because if not us, then who? A flat with a kitchen and a shower. Let's go and turn here. It's not stable enough. Careful. At least it held. Well, I said what I Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. really surprising because like you look at like Doom, and Doom is visually very, very appealing. And this game obviously this has a lot of geometry and a lot of other stuff. Swap filters. Okay. Swapping. Were you not going to follow me unless I came back? And yet, how much more demanding this game actually is. It's playable, and the action scenes aren't terrible, but you saw how like it can get pretty gnarly, even at like the lowest absolute settings. And of course, I'm also running at 20 watt again, guys. So I mean, this is not the be-all, end-all of the performance that the Win Max can do, because the Win Max can do more than this. It's just that when we're running in like a portable state, you see, I've been like just draining 30 watts. It's just a tremendous amount of power. You know, in a portable, that's crazy. This is like, you know, the Switch takes 7 watts in a portable state. So, you know, we're taking a tremendous amount of power, like a little bit over 4 times the amount that the Switch does. We can still go higher. We're down to 27 FPS out in this open area. Oh yeah, frame rate's tanking. Reload, please. Am I all out of bullets?
We sure gave them hell.
Sure did. I don't know, with the resolution scale, it's all super blurry. Reading stuff is hard. I don't know. At 20 watt, this isn't worthwhile. It definitely needs more watts, so it's definitely in a plugged-in state. I'm certainly not going to be playing this in a portable fashion. Let's see how good this game looks when the resolution's bumped. What's our frame rate right now? Oof. Man, it looks so nice though. But this is bad. Especially like nothing's happening. When action happens, you're gonna be in the digits. Alright, well, so this is a look at Metro Exodus on the GPD Win Max. This is one game that it's not gonna be at least at 20 watt, even at 30 watt. You're definitely gonna still have to use resolution scale. This is not gonna be a game that's gonna translate all that well. Anywho, guys, thank you for your time, and thanks for watching.